Good morning. So one of the most frequently asked questions about my solar is what happens when the weather is really bad. Alright, heads up. Just editing my video now and I've discovered that I have, on some of my shots, what looks like a huge chunk of snot or maybe a raindrop hanging off my nose. I don't know. I'm not going out in the rain to record again. The content's good, so feel free to rip into me about that, or you can just listen to the content, which it's all about. It's all about the content. But yeah, like if it's raining or whatever for a few days, what can you do? I can run all my appliances still. It's not a problem. What happens is when I connect the solar, when it's sunny, the solar then puts power into my batteries so I can use them whether it's weather like this or whether it's sunny in the middle of the night, whatever. There's no need for the sun to be shining to be using my appliances. So I always have power. And people are like, why don't you just get a generator? You can fuel it up, just get some fuel from the fuel station and do it. But I don't have the money, and it's about a half an hour walk return to go to the petrol station to get some fuel to run a generator. So I choose not to do that. I also choose not to use gas or to light fires because I don't want to set anything on fire. Just my own personal preference. As you can see, the weather is beautiful here in Norseman today. It's been raining this is the second day it's been raining, and tomorrow much the same. So I've still got power stored in my batteries at home, so I've still been able to use my appliances and so forth. When I first moved here, I did not have the right amount of batteries, and I did absolutely get stuck in situations such as this. It was just a financial issue as opposed to me not having the right amount. I knew I didn't have the right amount to be able to use and recharge and whatever. So now I have more, which means I don't need to worry so much. But more power, more batteries, more solar is always better, because then the more you've got stored, the less you have to worry about days like this. So things I did when I first moved here, when I didn't have the right amount of battery power to sort of sustain myself over these sort of days, what I did, I actually got some food that was mainly in cans, or some that are MREs, which you basically can get a heater bag. They're called flameless heater bags, and there's a video or two on my channel of what happens. But for example, you can get steak, real steak, not fake steak, not yucky steak, really delicious, from a brand called On Track Meals. You get a flame-free bag, heater bag, and a tiny bit of water, just room temperature water, and then 10 minutes later you got a steak as if you'd heat it up in the microwave. So it's really cool. And of course I ate a lot of tin spaghetti and things like that. The other meals I had were from a brand called Backcountry Meals, and instead of actually putting them into a flameless heater bag, you just added some hot water and then you had food. So there is also a video on my channel showing you how I do that. So yeah, go and search for those on my channel if you want to see how you get a hot meal with meat in it that does not require refrigeration. And yeah, it's pretty amazing. So another way to explain what I mean by it's okay, the battery has stored all the stuff that I brought in via solar, so it doesn't have to be sort of sunshine and rainbows and all of that for me to be able to use electrical appliances and so forth. When you go out, you might have a little charger for your phone, a little portable battery that you take with you. It's sort of the same as that, only it lets you run bigger things. My batteries let me run bigger things like fridges, microwaves, grills, washing machines, whatever. And just to show you some power I have on hand, I have 39% here on my 200 amp hour kick-ass battery. So 39% means about, let's just say it's 40%. 40 times 2 is 80%. So probably 78 amp hours left on this one. So plenty. And it currently says discharging because it's running my fridge. Okay, this other one. Okay, so this is down to 61%, 61 amp hours, as this is a 100 amp hour power station. And this battery box is running a fridge. And on top of those ones I showed you, there's another few 25 amp hour power stations that I've got charged also. So that gives me a total of 520 amp hours. Now, to give you an idea what I mean by amp hours, when I, for example, cook some roast in the oven, my 1200 watt oven, and I put it in for an hour, it uses about 40 amps to cook that. If I use a microwave, it'll take less amps because I'm maybe only heating up milk for Milo for 4 minutes or 3 minutes or something. So that'll use less than that 40%. But that's still, oh, look at that. That's a good effect. I'm not putting any filter on, it's just something has got into the phone. So yeah, that's the end of my video, I think, before I damage my phone. Alright, one more thing to note. My solar panels usually are in my yard, but whenever it rains or looks like it's really going to rain, they come inside. The reason being, I don't want to damage them. Some may have claims of waterproof or whatever, but if you Google the number that's after it, 15.7 or whatever they have after it, it usually refers to minor spills or splashes. It doesn't refer to being left out in torrential rain. Whilst they may work, I have seen some things on the internet where people have really beat up looking solar panels, and I think, what have they done to them? And I guess it may be because they left them in the rain. I'm not sure. But I choose to bring them inside to save my assets. Hey Fifi! Good girl. Let's go inside, let's get out of the rain. Good girl. Yes. See ya. Hello.